Listen up. The views, thoughts, and opinions expressed in this podcast belong solely to the podcast participants, and not to any participant's employer, organization, committee, or other group or individual. This podcast is for entertainment purposes only. You know, for fun. So lighten up and enjoy. Stomping Jen. Here we are again with one of our favorite guests. It's been a while. Shivering Jim is going to be on with us for our Christmas spectacular. I was just making hand motions about how tiny you look on our screen. It's like I'm podcasting with a hobbit.
Thanks.
A wild-haired hobbit. Your hair is quite wild.
I need to take a shower.
Ew.
Okay.
Don't come creeping on me tonight.
Ew.
Well, we're going to play my new song that I wrote and produced all by myself. And after you hear it, you're going to be creeping on me. Believe me.
Oh, yeah?
You're going to see me in a whole new light.
Okay.
Okay? I'm excited. We're going to talk some Christmas stuff. We're going to play my song. I'll do this since you won't. First ever song I've written and recorded all by myself. I cannot wait for you to hear it. And we're going to talk to Shivering, see how he's doing.
Great.
Okay?
Uh-huh.
All right.
All right.
We'll do all of that on the other side of the song. The intro song, not the song that I wrote. Here we go. The Soft Serve Podcast. Creamy, delicious ideas without the creepy truck. Stomping Jen. Notice how I came in on the beat expertly? That's because I've been rapping all week. Rapping for my new song, rapping for my new song, rapping for my new song, my Christmas song, Stomping Jen. You'll hear it in a few moments, but first let's say hello to Shivering Jim, Shivering Jim. Hello, Shivering Jim.
Hello, Sawtooth and Stomping.
Nice to see you. How have you been, Shivering? It's been a while since you've been on the podcast. And
it has been. It's been too long, in my opinion. And I feel the podcast has suffered as a result.
It has, and I'm so glad you're here. I'm going to play your theme song in case people don't realize you've been a part of the Soft Serve podcast for a long time. You have your own song written and produced by the one, the only Joshua Michael Stewart. I'm going to play a little bit of it so we can hear it, okay? So people can get the spirit of Shivering Jim. Here we go. Oh, yeah. Here we go. Yeah, Shivering Jim, yes.
Is this the instrumental?
This is just the beginning. Oh, yeah. Here we go. Oh, this is so good. I love this.
Shivering Jim, Shivering Jim, there's no one out there
quite like him. Shivering Jim, Shivering Jim. All right. Shivering Jim. A man with his own theme song. That's impressive. I don't even have a theme song.
Didn't he write like a whole bunch of songs?
Yeah, he did.
That were related.
Oh, there is one about me. It's called In Walks Sawtooth Frank.
Yeah, see?
Yeah, that's right.
You're totally dissing poor Joshua.
Yeah, how have you been, Shivering?
I have been very good. Very well. I've been both good and well. How about you guys?
You look. What?
How are the pod children?
The pod children are great.
They're great.
They are tall.
Yeah, and they want nothing to do with the podcast any longer. It's not cool anymore, and whenever we invite them to be on, they run away.
It's a true story.
At one time, we were cool. Ted just recently did a whole podcasting unit in his school.
In
And
English class.
And I was like, hey, somebody who has a podcast. You've even been on it. Any chance you're going to mention that to your friends?
He said no.
He's like, no. Won't even mention
Keeps
it.
under wraps.
Yep, won't even mention it to his friends. Well, we're
Embarrassed.
yeah, we're here to talk about Christmas. This is the Christmas Spectacular.
Christmas.
Merry Christmas, Stomping Jen.
Oh, thanks.
Shivering Jim, Merry Christmas to you.
Happy holidays.
Now, neither of you said Merry Christmas back to me. Now, is there a reason, Stomping Jen?
What?
Do you hate Christmas?
Didn't I just say happy holidays?
Well, what I said is you didn't say Merry Christmas back to me. Do you hate Christmas?
Merry.
All right. Shivering Jim, do you hate Christmas? What's going on here with you two?
I am ready to formally declare war on Christmas.
Now, does anybody here know what Christmas is exactly? This holiday that we
Christmas?
celebrate? Yeah.
The birth of Jesus H. Christ.
Right. Who's that?
I don't know. Some guy.
Yeah.
The H stand for?
I don't know. Just
Hank. Now, all right. So Christmas, we celebrate this to celebrate the birth of Jesus, right? This was a prophecy.
supposedly.
A prophecy in the from the Old Testament that a Messiah would be born, right, to deliver the Jewish people,
Right.
out of all of the horrible things that we know have happened to the Jewish people, and a bunch of folks around 2,000 years ago believed that this Jesus was the Messiah,
Right.
right?
Except all the things that were supposed to happen didn't happen.
What was supposed to happen that didn't happen?
I think when in the Old Testament, when the Messiah comes, like everybody who has died will come back to life, and the earth will flatten out, and there will be enough room for like all the peoples.
There are some who say the earth is flat.
But it's not.
Shivering, do you have an opinion on whether or not the earth is flat?
It is slightly flat.
All right, so that's Christmas. Jesus.
Oh, we didn't talk about Christmas. It just talked about Jesus.
Yeah, but that's why we celebrate it, and then
Is it?
yeah, and then we celebrated
It's
it.
not to get presents.
But we celebrated it this time of year, December, right? Because there was a holiday that indigenous people celebrated around this time of year, right?
What was that?
The winter solstice,
Oh, the solstice.
right? And so the early Christians were like, well, we've had too much competition. We got to squash them out. We're going to move Jesus' birthday, which I believe was sometime in the spring.
Well, I mean, if things in the New Testament are accurate in a historical sense, then the census that they're talking about took place in the summer.
Yeah. I remember June or July is what I heard. Jesus was born. So they moved it.
But that could all be bullshit to try to make Jesus's birth line up with prophecies in the Old Testament.
Oh, yeah. Those, they like to cook the books back then. It was easy.
It was easy. Yeah.
They used charcoal and parchment.
Yeah.
Could just.
They didn't have the internet.
Yeah.
They could spread They could spread their myths.
Every culture has some sort of winter solstice observance, and it seems very unlikely that the birth of Jesus would just happen to coincide so perfectly with the winter solstice.
I have a niece that was born on December 25th.
Yeah.
Maybe she's the Messiah.
Yeah. All right. So that's why we have this Christmas. Now, people like to celebrate Christmas. Mm-hmm. I grew up celebrating Christmas. Mm-hmm. Now, Stomping Jen, did you?
No.
Why not?
I'm Jewish.
Shivering. Did you grow up celebrating Christmas?
I did, yes.
Yeah. What did you?
Biggest holiday of the year for us.
Yeah. What did you think of Christmas as a youngster? Did you like it?
I did. I loved it, actually. It was because I was very greedy. I wanted to get presents, but also, I bought into all the cultural stuff, about peace and coziness and togetherness and all that.
Yeah. Now, were you taken to church and dragged to services, masses, those sorts of things?
I was, although I should note that I was never touched inappropriately. But I did. Yeah, we were a church going family. We went every Sunday, and we especially enjoyed Christmas because usually we would go to midnight mass so that we didn't have to interrupt the present unwrapping on Christmas morning at church.
Now,
so we'd go to midnight mass, and that's really nice with candles and stuff. So.
Yeah. Now, did you go to midnight mass with your cell phone alerting notifications and interrupting all of the proceedings?
I apologize. I have many important conversations going on simultaneously.
This is when you know. This is when you know.
What?
That you really are friends with somebody.
Well, you can yell at somebody for having their notifications on.
I can turn on Do Not Disturb. That should get rid of any further.
Thank you, Shivering. Appreciate that.
Do you know that now with the Apple ecosystem, if you turn on Do Not Disturb on one device, it turns it on all of your devices?
Yeah, I love that.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Although I do find their new, what do they call it? Modes. What do they call that? The new Do Not Disturb system.
Focus.
System. Yeah, I'm having trouble figuring that out.
What is that?
It's like you can set different levels of focus, different types of focus.
I want to have focus.
Work focus, play focus.
Oh, you mean I could turn off my endless doom scrolling?
You could probably do a sex focus, right?
What? I don't want to do a sex focus.
When you're jumping on me and crawling all over me, you could set a notification just to let certain people contact you while we're having sex.
It's just
I like to multitask during sexual activity, so I actually turn my focus way up so I get alerted by everything.
Does this sexual activity involve other partners?
Of course not.
Okay. Anyways,
you know me better than that.
So Christmas.
Well, Christmas. You went to these masses. I've never been to a Christmas mass and a service.
I've been to
it's great. It's really, really nice. You'd probably enjoy it, actually, in spite of atheistic.
Did you grow up in the Catholic Church?
Yeah.
Yeah, I actually, I've been to a few Catholic services, and I actually do love the kind of ornate, ritualistic nature of it all. Like the atmosphere is very cool. It feels ancient. It feels like you're participating in something, that's millennia old. I don't know. I always liked it.
Okay. I think that's very true about
You should start going to church.
The incense, they walk up and down the aisles with that incense. Do you know they used to put cannabis in those things?
I did not know
Yes,
that.
and burn cannabis. They absolutely did.
You should start a marijuana church. Catholic church. Hybrid.
Will you support me in that?
You can do it. We've been having this argument.
I was just arguing with Stomping Jen about how she doesn't help me enough with the podcast.
I told Sawtooth that this is not. I have way too much other things happening.
Yeah. So
we should get a social media intern.
The answer is you don't do anything that interests you, and you only do things that interest me. That's the answer. That's how we continue to have a healthy relationship.
Mm-hmm.
This is a theme in your podcast. I noticed that you are constantly prodding Jen stomping Jen to participate more. Do you need some counseling on this issue?
I need you to counsel Stomping Jen and get her to help me more.
Oh my God.
That's the only counseling we need here.
That's not really
my job, and my commitment level is helping to find guests and showing up and doing episodes with you.
All right, fine.
I've told you this before.
All right, I want to ask Shivering Jim about Christmas memories. Do you have any particular Christmas memories that come to mind that you're fond of? When you think back,
a lot of them. Because it was very. I come from a very large family. I have 7 siblings.
Oh my God.
And so any kind of holiday activity was amplified and there was endless drama and excitement. One of the things I like best about Christmas with that many kids is that there were just too many presents to fit under one tree. So we had a main tree in the living room, and then we had a kids tree in one of the kids' rooms.
An overflow tree?
That's crazy.
Yeah, an overflow tree that was just for presents that the kids exchanged between each other. So all the presents from Santa and the parents and the aunts and uncles and stuff were at the main tree.
Wow.
That's a lot of presents. No wonder you like Christmas so much.
Yeah.
You grew up all over the place, right?
Now I want to destroy it. What's that?
You grew up all over the place, right? All over the world.
Yeah, we moved a lot, but Christmas was always a big deal wherever we were living.
Was it a bigger deal in one place more than the other? Like, is there a particular like area of the world that stands out in your mind? Like you went to Germany for a time, right? You lived in Germany.
Germany's great at Christmas time, and we lived in Rome, which
oh my god,
that's like the next to Bethlehem is probably the capital of Christmas, right?
Yeah.
But I think the Germans actually do Christmas really nicely. They have these really nice Christmas markets where they serve spiced mulled wine and roasted nuts and sell all sorts of little Christmas crafts and stuff. And it's really very nice. And the decorations are great. They usually are not like these huge garish displays that Americans have. It's like really nice, mostly white lights and stuff.
Are there blow up dolls? Like blow up Santa?
I never once saw an inflatable Santa or Rudolph in Germany.
Perfect. Let's move to Germany.
The Germans make kick-ass cookies.
Yeah, they do make good cookies.
They have great Christmas cookies and pastries and stuff.
Cool. That's awesome. I don't have any good Christmas memories.
Not
Stomping
a
Jen.
single one.
No, nothing.
It's terrible.
Yeah, mostly they're traumatic memories. I've talked about this before. I grew up in a home where people didn't know how to graciously give and receive gifts. So even if we made it to the gift giving aspect of Christmas morning without a major blow up in the house or upheaval, it was almost certain to be ruined if somebody got the wrong gift. It would end in tears. People sobbing, screaming that Christmas had been ruined. A present might get thrown in the trash.
This was a yearly occurrence at your house?
Yeah, regular. Yeah, it was awful.
It's terrible.
Yeah, it was pretty horrible. And every year, that was the thing. We would, my brother Hogshank and I would wait to see how Christmas was going to be ruined. Because at some point, my mother would exclaim, "Christmas is ruined!" Right? And she would go to her room and cry for hours.
But she loved Christmas.
I know. That's the most horrible part of all of that. She loved it so much.
She may have put too much pressure on Christmas. A lot of people do that, where they put it up on such a pedestal that anything could ruin it. Yeah. But it does sound like people did go out of their way in your family to ruin it.
Yeah. One memory I have, you may have heard this before, Shivering. My mother was super into getting these fresh cut Christmas trees, right? Mm-hmm. So after Thanksgiving, we would traipse out to the farm where she liked to get these trees. Hogshank, my sister, Mastiff Mom, and I would all go out there with my mother and cut down a tree. So we did that one year. We brought the tree back, and I went off to go do something, or other with my brother Hogshank. We dropped it off, left it in the yard. We were going to bring it in to the house later and get it set up. When we come back from our errand and we see my father bent over the Christmas tree in the yard, and he has a circular saw, right? Like a motorized circular saw. And Hogshank and I were like, "You think that's a good idea?" He's going to try to, the tree was too tall to get in the house, so he was going to trim it by cutting the top of it off. Mm-hmm. So we're like, "Do you think this is a good idea?" He doesn't have a podcast name. What should we call him?
Just keep going.
He's like, "No, I know what I'm doing. I can do this." right? So we're like, okay. So he turns on the saw, sinks it into the, what do you call that? The trunk of the tree near the top. And immediately the saw blade gets gunked up with sap. The entire thing kicks back, goes flying. The saw blade breaks off in the top of the tree, right? And he broke the saw. He destroyed the tree. And so then he had to take a handsaw and cut like another foot off below the tree. So the tree, instead of being, 7 feet tall, was now like 4 feet tall.
Sorry.
We drag the thing into the house. My mother takes one look at it. She throws up her hands and goes, "Christmas is ruined!" She ran up to her room and she cried for hours.
Your poor mom.
It's a vivid tale.
Yeah.
Very sad one, too.
Yeah. Stuff like that happened all the time.
So as an adult, have you made an effort to celebrate Christmas in such a way that you do not run into these same pitfalls?
Yeah, I'll tell you how we do that, Shivering Jim.
Please, go ahead.
One of the good things about being an adult is you can you can get your revenge on your parents by ostentatiously doing things completely differently than they did.
Mm-hmm.
Why don't you tell Shivering how we avoid that?
We don't celebrate Christmas.
Okay.
Complete
denial.
Complete and total avoidance. Yeah.
Every year, I'm like, do you want to do anything special? Nope.
No, and part of me feels like it would like somehow it would be activating the Christmas ruining gene that has laid dormant in me for all these years. Like, do you think I should try to celebrate Christmas one year just to see if I can do it?
I think the kids at this point would be like, what the fuck is wrong with you?
I'm wondering. Maybe this is something I should try.
It could be therapeutic.
Huh. Would you be willing to do that?
We've been together how long?
Get the tree, the whole thing?
Every year I said, do you want to get a tree? And I've given up trying to even ask because you've never wanted one.
Well, the few years you've said it, you're like, but we have to put it in the garage.
No, I never said that.
You did.
Never.
You said it can't be in the house.
No, never. I never said that.
Yeah, you did. One year you were like, maybe the shed out back.
You're such a liar.
So we could have a Christmas shed.
He is totally lying. I've never said that, people, in my entire life. Never. In fact, you did get once a tabletop tree.
I did.
Yeah. That's like up in the attic.
It got knocked over, though.
That's not my fault.
I believe you might have knocked it over somehow.
I don't think that was me.
I think you ruined Christmas.
Oh, yes. It must have been my...
Yeah, no, I've been afraid to celebrate Christmas, Shivering, honestly.
I think that for therapeutic reasons, my proposal would be to actually reenact that specific story that you just told about. I could play the role of your father. And, we'll just do everything the same, except we'll be kind and rational about it. I'll be like, "Oh darn, I broke the saw." Isn't that just the craziest thing?
And you could say something like, "Well, this is no big deal. We'll just go buy a new tree."
Exactly. Or, someone playing your mother could come and say, "Oh, well, it's a smaller tree now, but it's still beautiful. The important thing is that we love each other. Let's have a group hug."
Where are you? I need to come hug you. That's beautiful.
I think you should do this.
Oh, I love it.
Yeah.
We should try it.
Okay.
We need Shivering Jim to be part of this, though, because I don't think I can pull it off without his guidance.
I have to warn you, I'm not a licensed therapist, and I don't know whether anything that I just proposed is actually a good idea.
We're going to try it.
And if you had me play, I'm envisioning that if you actually tried to have me play this part, I would get too into it, and I would show up really drunk, and I would like fall over the tree and accidentally cut off one of my fingers.
Whoops.
I'm for this.
You're for this?
Yes.
All right.
What role will you play, Stomping Jen?
Whatever role you want me to.
All right. Well,
I'll be the tree.
Yeah. Now, we have traditions in this country about Christmas that really have nothing to do with Christianity per se, right? These Christmas trees. You mentioned the inflatable lawn decorations. That's become a thing.
Mm-hmm.
What else do people do? Mistletoe.
They decorate their entire houses.
They decorate the houses. But there are lots of
Hallmark movies.
Hallmark movies. There are a lot of
Santa Claus.
Christmas traditions across the country, across the world that we don't observe here.
Are you about to tell us?
Yeah, we're going to tell you about some of these things. And you may have heard of some of these, but they're pretty interesting. I wanted to talk about them a little bit. Now, I saw a movie about this one. Krampus. That originates from Austria, which I think used to be Germany, right?
They're next to each other.
Well, during the Third Reich, yes. That's the only time it was.
Well, most recently in history, it used to be part of Germany. Now, do you know what Krampus is?
He's the bad Santa Claus, right?
Yeah. Do you know about Krampus, Shivering Jim?
I do know about Krampus. It was not a thing where I lived in Germany. I lived near Munich, and I guess they don't do Krampus there, but I've learned about it in recent years, and it's pretty cool.
What is it? Tell us what Krampus is.
Krampus is like a Christmas demon. He shows up before Christmas, and he beats children who have been bad. So I guess he has some sort of access to Santa's naughty and nice list, and he beats the kids who are naughty, and kids who are particularly naughty. He carries these chains around his neck, and he will throw the chains around really bad children and drag them to hell.
Oh my God.
Yeah, that's what happened in the movie I watched.
That's right.
The Krampus movie is surprisingly entertaining. It's good. I enjoyed it. I watched it a few Christmases ago.
Mm-hmm.
It's made by the same people who made Castle Freak and what was the one about the snowman?
Oh, Jack Frost.
Jack Frost.
Yeah.
Where's my nose?
The killer snowman. Now, this is interesting. There's something called a pooping log in Catalonia. Have you heard about this?
I feel like I have, but I don't know anything about it.
Yeah, it's a small stick that has a smile painted on its face, and it lives on the dinner table during December, and it's fed every single day. You feed it with nuts and sweets, and you keep it warm with a blanket. So it's a log with legs and a face painted on it. Cover it with a blanket, and you feed it every night with whatever you can. And then you beat it with sticks on Christmas Eve.
What's up with the beatings?
So that it will poop out presents. Yeah, that's called the pooping log. They do that in Catalonia.
Catalonia, okay.
Catalonia, the pooping log.
Is that like Mr. What's his name? Mr. Poopy. What's the name of that thing?
Mr. Hanky.
Hanky the Christmas poo.
Is that where they got that from?
Maybe. Should I do my impression?
Sure.
Howdy ho, cow. It's your old pal, Mr. Hanky.
He sounds just like Noah 1.
Oh, yeah. I made up this little hand puppet, Shivering Jim. It's like this. I'm holding up my hand for folks who can't see. It's like a shadow puppet thing. And when the kids were young, I used to pretend like I was possessed by a demon named Noah 1. And the hand would talk to them, and we'd go on like this for hours talking. And it would only end when they got so enraged at the children. Then they got so enraged at the hand puppet that they attacked it. And once guys bit me, bit my hand. He grabbed my hand and bit it and said, "You shut up, Noah 1." And he bit me and drew blood. Yeah, anyways. Now, in Iceland, they have these things called the Yule lads. You ever hear of these?
No, I know about the Yule cat in Iceland, but tell me about the Yule lads. Yeah,
they're 13 mischievous trolls that run around the country on the fortnight before Christmas.
Mm.
They get into trouble, and they leave their shoes in children's bedrooms. That's not very...
With the shoes?
Shoes and pooping.
Shoes and sticks and beating.
Beatings. I don't know how to pronounce this. Go ahead, Shivering.
Do you have the Icelandic Yule cat
No, this one's not on my list. Tell us about that one.
The Yule Cat is awesome. So I'm not sure exactly what day this happens. I think it's the day after Christmas. A giant cat stalks through the night in Iceland, attempting to find and eat anyone who isn't wearing the new clothes that they got for Christmas.
Is that for true?
Yeah, I think you can look that up.
That's awesome. The Yule Cat.
They have some cool stuff in Iceland.
Yeah, this one is from Wales. I don't know how to say this. It's Mari Lud. So in this one, the residents of South Wales parade around a dead horse throughout their villages and have people give gifts to the dead horse to ward off bad fortune. So they march around with a decomposing horse. What do you think about that?
It's very disturbing.
Probably smells
That's
really
strange.
bad.
This Christmas isn't seeming very merry to me. A lot of the very warped things happening around Christmas. This is interesting. In Japan, somehow Kentucky Fried Chicken has become the national meal on Christmas. Were you aware of this?
Yeah.
I was aware that Kentucky Fried Chicken is very popular in China. I didn't know it was popular in Japan as well.
Yeah, it's a big thing. That's what a lot of people eat there for their Christmas meal. It's Kentucky Fried Chicken.
And then on New Year's, everyone listens to Beethoven's Ninth Symphony.
Why?
In Japan. Why? It's another Japanese tradition, which makes no sense.
Huh.
Because 19th century European music, but that's a big thing in Japan. They have a performance of Beethoven's Ninth.
In Italy, they have a wine-drinking witch that gets drunk.
Wait, they drink the wine drinking
Yeah, there's
witch?
a witch. A wine-drinking witch is supposed to visit your family, and it's usually played by an older matron in the family.
And she drinks the wine.
Yeah, I think it's just an excuse for someone to get tanked.
Probably.
And dress up like a witch. Costumes. There's a lot of overlap with Halloween here. In the Ukraine, there's something here to do with spider webs. Instead of Christmas lights, they use spider webs, and there's the legend of the Christmas spider.
What?
Where is this?
In the Ukraine.
Wow.
That sounds like bullshit.
Yeah, they see their tree blanketed in spider webs, right? And then there are presents that the spider brings. That's interesting.
A lot of socks.
That's more interesting than Santa Claus to me. Let's see. In Mexico, there's radish carving.
Mm-hmm.
What do you think about that?
What kind of radishes?
It just says radishes, and I'm looking at a picture of this radish carving. And the days before Christmas are marked with an event known as the Night of the Radishes. And they carve monsters made out of radishes. Lots of the monsters.
Monsters, I know.
What do you think that has to do with?
I don't know. It's very dark. Christmas.
Yeah. That was one list I saw. Let me shout out this one website. I can't even read it. I don't have my glasses on, so I'll just skip that. We won't even credit it. There's in Norway, they hide brooms for some reason.
Mm-hmm. So they can't clean up.
You think that's why? Why would they not want to clean up?
I don't know. What does it have to do with anything?
I don't know.
Well, doesn't it have information?
I think it's so that the Italian drunk witch won't drink and drive.
Let's see. Pooping. We did that one. In Greenland, they eat fermented shark. I've always heard about that. Or no, they fermented seal meat. Yeah.
Nasty.
Yeah, I saw Anthony Bourdain and that other guy I met. What's his name?
Howard.
No, the other guy who thought he was
Zimmern.
Fat Anthony Bourdain. Andrew Zimmern. That guy. I met him. Mm-hmm. He was really nice.
I'm sure.
And well, anyways, I saw these guys, and they ate fermented shark. Stomping Jen.
Was it shark or something else?
Yeah, it was shark. I thought to myself, and they both described it as the worst thing they've ever eaten.
Oh, lovely.
Yeah, I always thought to myself, I'd like to try that.
I always want to try things that people say are the worst thing that they've ever eaten.
In Portugal, on Christmas, they set the table for dead people.
Okay.
That's all right. I think I could be down with that.
Mm-hmm. Ghost of Christmas Past.
Yeah, in Germany, they do another thing with shoes. They leave their shoes out.
For the little elves.
Yeah, you're making a lot of noise over there.
Okay,
what are you doing?
I'm trying to be comfortable in this couch.
Oh, here we go, Stomping Jen.
Yeah, what?
In Spain, they wear red underpants. Do you have red underpants on?
No.
Do you own red underpants?
No, I don't
think so.
I don't like the color red.
Why?
It doesn't look good on me.
Oh, I disagree.
Oh, okay.
Shivering Jim, do you have red underpants?
I don't think so.
Huh.
Sawtooth
I have some.
does. They're boxer briefs.
Don't tell him.
I might have reddish boxers somewhere.
Oh, mine are quite red. Don't tell him what kind of underwear I have.
Why?
I don't want him knowing what style of underpants I wear.
What difference does it make?
Maybe I want him to think I'm a thong man.
I'm sure that's exactly what was going through his head.
Yeah, I don't want him to know I'm practical like that with the boxer briefs.
Aren't thongs more practical, honestly?
He's ignoring
Stomping
you.
Jen? I've never worn a thong.
I don't wear thongs.
You've worn them before.
Only for special occasions.
Yeah. All right. Well, those were the traditions that people celebrate all over the world.
What are the American traditions?
You tell me. I don't know. I haven't celebrated
I
Christmas.
am a Jew.
All I know is you put up the tree.
Yeah.
And someone ruins Christmas.
Someone's ruins Christmas.
Christmas cookies.
Yeah.
Christmas cookies, Christmas dinner. You have turkey again, usually.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Or ham.
And
or fish dish.
Christmas morning is a really big deal because the adults, if they have little kids, they have to pretend Santa's real. So they have to
Do
make
they
sure
have
kids
to?
Yeah.
But what if they
It's
don't
not a
want
law.
to?
It's not a law, but it's the most common thing that they do lie to their children. And then Christmas morning is a really big deal because the kids always want to get up as early as possible. And the parents have been up all night wrapping presents and putting them under the tree because they had to wait for their kids to go to sleep first to maintain the Santa illusion. So there are a lot of sleepy, grumpy parents who do not want to get up when their kids want to get up before dawn and start opening presents.
And there's like matching pajama happening.
Yeah.
Yeah, we never did that. That seems a little...
We didn't either.
What
No
else?
matching pajamas.
And then there's stocking stuffers besides the presents.
Stockings. I remember
See,
stockings.
I know more about this holiday than you people, and I'm a Jew.
Well, Go ahead, Shivering.
My parents had a really nice tradition that is not very common. I've heard of a few other families who do it, but on Christmas Eve, we would sing carols together.
Oh, that's very quaint.
Sounds a little corny, but my stepfather is very musical, plays guitar, and so he taught us all a few Christmas songs, and he would get out the guitar and we would sit around the tree on Christmas Eve and sing a few carols.
That sounds nice.
It does sound nice.
It sounds like you actually liked each other in your family.
Well, not always. But
No, well, I mean, obviously, sometimes, you're going to have some disputes and whatnot, but it sounds like generally you liked each other. You don't sing with people you hate, right?
That's true.
Unless you become like a world famous band.
You like Metallica?
And you grow to hate each other. I can understand that.
We can do the family carol singing time as part of our therapeutic reenactment of Christmas if you want
Yeah, I
to.
want you,
You
to
want
come
to? Want to
spend-
pick a carol?
I want Shivering Jim to come and spend Christmas with us.
Yeah, but there are a lot of traditions that time has forgotten. Did you know that? People don't make sugar. I have another list. People don't make sugar plums anymore.
What are sugar plums?
They're like candied plums.
Do they eat the blood pudding? What is the mincemeat?
Yeah.
It's not made out of blood.
No. I'm moving on. I'm moving off of sugar plums.
People used to put fruitcakes under their pillows.
Fruitcakes is still a thing.
No, but they don't put them under their pillows
Maybe
anymore.
some people do.
Well, no, they don't, because this list says they don't. Now,
the list is gospel.
Shivering Jim, there used to be a thing called the Feast of the Donkey. They don't do that anymore.
What is that?
In the 12th century, a donkey would be led throughout the town. Then they would slaughter it in the town center and eat the donkey meat for Christmas. It sounds like fun. I'd like to do that.
I don't think people usually eat donkey meat.
Yeah, donkey meat. That sounds gross.
I'm just saying, they used to do that. This was back in the 12th century was the Dark Ages, wasn't it?
Very dark.
I think you ate whatever the fuck you could get. Am I right? Including donkeys.
Yeah.
Dark Ages.
I wonder if they ever put donkey ears on a person and just led them around on Christmas and claimed that the person was a donkey because they couldn't actually get any donkeys.
And then they ate the person.
Then they ate the person.
They ritually slaughtered the person, Wicker Man style.
Yeah. Don't pay attention to that donkey screaming, help me, I'm not a donkey. No, it's a donkey. Don't listen to that donkey. Of course that's what a donkey's going to say.
Isn't there something about fish?
People used to observe the 12 days of Christmas.
On the first day of Christmas.
You going to sing us? Mm-hmm. They don't do that anymore. They just celebrate the one day.
There are 12 days between Christmas and the Feast of the Epiphany on January 6th.
What's that?
Which is now associated
with the insurrection.
Yeah. But the Feast of the Epiphany is when the three kings showed up. So you could theoretically celebrate Christmas all the way from Christmas Day through to January 6th.
What's the other thing?
No, I do have.
Kings.
Yeah, I was gonna say I do have friends who celebrate Three Kings Day.
Yeah.
This
is your.
Yeah, Mr. the Professor Weasley celebrates that with his family.
How do they celebrate it?
They have I don't know exactly what they do, but they do observe it. We should have called the Professor Weasley.
Probably call him right now.
He'll be on soon. I'm working with him on something else.
Oh, okay.
People used to hide string beans in their Christmas cake.
That makes sense.
Why?
I said that sarcastically.
Oh, okay. Thought you knew something I didn't.
No.
I like string beans, though. I don't think I would be that upset if I got a string bean in my cake.
It depends on the cake.
What about a carrot cake? That would go nicely.
Ugh.
All right, fine. Some places they used to appoint a Lord of Misrule.
Oh yeah.
Do you know about this, Shivering?
I was reading about this. Yes, it's awesome.
What is that? What does that person do?
So it actually goes back to the Roman festival of Saturnalia. The idea of Saturnalia is that everything is turned opposite. So the lords would wait on their slaves, the Roman slaves, and women would be allowed to be in public, and they would also appoint like a temporary king. They'd find like the town drunk or a child or something and say, this person's now the king and we have to do whatever he says. And it's like a big,
it's like Bizarro Day.
Party, yeah, like Bizarro Day.
That sounds cool.
So they still did this in England for a long time with this Lord of Mistral thing where they'd like, again, appoint a drunk or a kid or something to be a pretend king for a while and preside over raucous festivities.
I feel like the drunk would be particularly entertaining. I'd like to see that. I could go back to drinking and volunteer to do that. Could I be our Lord of Misrule?
That's just crazy.
They used to wear costumes. People don't wear costumes on Christmas anymore. This one is interesting, I thought. Caroling extortion. So people used to go around caroling, kind of like trick-or-treating, and demand money. Like, so if somebody sang for you and you didn't give them something, like money or a treat, they'd fuck your shit up.
That sounds like trick-or-treating.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They used to do that.
So it's that's in the song too. Bring us some figgy pudding. We won't go until we get some.
Yes. Yeah. That's right. Figgy pudding.
Figgy pudding.
You don't know the figgy pudding song? Jim?
No, I do know that. Bring us some figgy pudding.
I was asking if Jen knows it.
Yeah, no, I've heard it before.
Heard
I know like practically every single Christmas song ever created.
Ghost stories. They used to tell more ghost stories on Christmas. Now, Charles Dickens' A Christmas Story is a good example of that. That's the best Christmas ghost story, right? Oh, A Christmas Carol.
Christmas
yeah.
Carol.
What did I say?
A Christmas Story is the one with the
leg.
Oh yeah, that's right. Sorry.
You'll shoot your
eye. I mean,
out.
Dickens didn't write about that. That burlesque leg lamp. Santa Claus used to be thought of as a gnome.
He is a gnome.
Yeah, but and then also apparently Santa Claus had some gruff helpers. They would show up and rough people up.
Is that like the elves on the shelves?
Anyways, lots of things that we've forgotten about over time.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
Okay,
as you do.
Yeah. Last thing before we get to my song, I know you're really waiting to hear my song, Stomping Jen.
Everybody else has heard this song.
I know you're really waiting, Shivering. I know you want to hear it.
I haven't heard it.
No, he hasn't. There's some pretty awful vintage Christmas foods that people used to eat. They no longer eat. Yeah, listen to this. Tuna Christmas tree with parsley tinsel.
You can just imagine what that is.
Can you imagine that?
Is it made out of a tuna skeleton?
Yeah, it's like
tuna cans or what?
It's like a mound of whipped tuna.
Whipped?
In a cone shape. So it looks like a tree.
Yeah.
Garnished with
I can
parsley.
Smell that.
And it has a beet star on it. A star made out of a pickled beet.
This sounds like one of those 1950s, 60s Good Housekeeping magazine horror things.
This is exactly what this is from. And it has the little Good Housekeeping cards. And so I'm looking at the pictures of these things. Listen to this one. A Christmas candle salad. It's a cherry and banana mold. So it has like cherry jello with little banana towers sticking out of them. That looks disgusting. A shrimp Christmas tree. We should make those. A holiday meat tree.
So gross.
Are you familiar with the Christmas crackers that they do in Britain?
No. What's that?
In England specifically, I think. I don't know if they do it all over Britain. They're these little paper things that go pop because they have a tiny bit of powder in them, like cap powder.
Yeah.
And you hold on. It looks like a little wrapped Christmas present. It's a little paper tube like this big. And you're supposed to, when you're hanging out on Christmas, you're supposed to hold one out to someone. They pull one end, you pull the other, and it pops open and confetti comes out.
No.
And a little piece of paper that has a really bad joke on it.
That sounds fun.
Poppers.
At least.
Yeah. I've done those before.
British people are weird.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I've done those before.
Oh, there's nothing fun about this. A lime cottage cheese ring. So it's like a lime Jello mold filled with cottage cheese.
It's a bad list.
A turkey fruit salad.
I don't think anybody ever made any of this shit.
Oh, my grandmother made this stuff.
So your kids have never celebrated Christmas. So we could make this stuff for them and tell them that this is
Christmas.
What Christians done.
Yeah, we should do that. Oh God, what is this? It's called a Christmas bell fluff. Christmas bell fluff. That's some kind of like rice pudding. It looks like it has basil leaves on it. Oh, it looks disgusting. All right, the last one I'm going to tell you about is this actually sounds good. Tutti Frutti date pudding and honey lemon sauce. What the fuck is Tutti Frutti, though?
I don't know. It sounds gross.
All right.
Tutti Frutti was an ice cream flavor back in the day. I don't know if it still exists. Little tiny pieces of different candied fruit in it.
Yeah.
Gross. Totally gross.
All right.
Yuck.
That's it. That's the Christmas foods that people used to eat.
What were the Christmas foods that you ate?
Definitely like a lime jello mold. That was a huge thing. My grandmother made that. Fruit cakes were a big part. My grandmother always showed up with a fruit cake of some kind.
Was it?
Go ahead.
Was it good?
Yeah, it was good. It was good.
Because I hate fruit cake.
Yeah.
Again, you've got the little pieces of candied fruit in it. I don't understand why people like that. It's gross.
Christmas Eve usually involves some kind of like fish dish. Remember, my mother would make
Fish
that
dish.
Fish dish.
Fish dish.
She always said it in an annoying way too. Fish dish.
You're supposed to do that if you're Catholic. You're not supposed to eat on Christmas Eve.
But they weren't
Mom
Catholic.
wasn't Catholic.
They weren't Catholic.
Maybe it's just a family tradition.
Yeah. Anyways, they always made this fish dish, but again, it somehow always got ruined. Everything got ruined. What else?
If you know ahead of time that Christmas is going to be ruined, then is it really ruined?
No.
Is this like Lucy and the football?
Yes.
Like every time you think this year it's not going to be ruined. Is that what it was like?
Yeah, like I have memories of a couple of Christmases that didn't get ruined, and just sort of like being in shock that we kind of like made it through to the end without there being a huge major domestic upheaval of some kind.
But isn't it even enjoyable if you're constantly experiencing the stress of wondering what's... I'm sorry to go back into this, but this is the most fascinating aspect of Christmas to me, the Sawtooth family Christmas.
Yeah. Sorry, I missed the question. Did you have a question?
I don't think I had a question.
Yeah, I mean... Oh, God, I'd love to sit here with my siblings. I got to get them on sometime and have a conversation about all of this. That would be
see what they remember, because sometimes people remember completely different things. Like I've painted a really nice picture of Christmas, but I bet that if I had all my siblings here, at least a couple of them would be like, "Oh, I hated Christmas. It was the worst." Yeah.
Well, this is a good segue into my song. Are you ready to hear it?
Oh, sure.
All right. Here, I feel a little nervous actually debuting this for you and Shivering Jim, but I'm going to put in. This is a rap song I wrote.
Oh my God.
I have gold teeth, Shivering Jim. I'm going to put them in, and I'm going to transform into my alter ego.
What's your alter ego?
Young creamy Sawtooth. Okay.
Do you feel like this is possibly cultural appropriation going on here?
Oh, it's definitely.
Listen, son. This is now. Can you see my gold teeth? My grill? This is what this is called, a grill. Now listen, son. I told you all about how horrible my Christmases were, right? Mm-hmm. You heard about it. I lived it. This is all legit. Hip-hop to me is a way to express myself.
You have like the weirdest accent going on.
Hey, this isn't an accent.
Just talk normal.
I am talking normal.
Oh my God.
This is old creamy Sawtooth.
I thought it was young creamy.
Yeah, young creamy Sawtooth. I can't remember my name.
Young creamy Sawtooth appears to be a Southerner.
Apparently.
Listen, son. I just watched the Wu-Tang Clan, so this is what I'm doing. All right, I'm going to play you my first joint. That's what they call a song where I'm from.
Is it about to drop? Are you dropping it here today?
I'm going to drop it. This is the first time it's been played for anyone ever. You ready, Stomping Jim?
Okay.
You sound like you have marbles in your mouth.
Listen, you. I'm going to play it now. Okay? Hold on, it's got to load. Okay, this is called, all right, What's So Merry About Christmas?
I'm worried you're going to accidentally swallow those things.
All right. What's so merry?
That would ruin Christmas.
I'm going to take these fucking things over. It didn't work the way I wanted to. All right. This song is called What's So Merry About Christmas. Okay. All right. You ready?
Mm-hmm.
All right. Everybody listen. Okay. Here we go. First time ever on the Soft Serve podcast, a song I wrote Okay, I put the music together.
All right.
Using samples and loops. I wrote the lyrics. I did everything. Produced the whole thing myself. Are you ready?
I'm ready.
Okay, here we go. What's so merry about Christmas?
Ho, ho, ho! Merry Christmas!
It's young, creamy Sawtooth. This song is dedicated to kids of all ages who didn't have a good time on Christmas, who hid in the closet and hid in their bedrooms. Old creamy Sawtooth knows what you went through.
Merry Christmas!
What's so merry about Christmas? It's a time of pain and fear. Nothing good never happens on Christmas, full of fake laughter and cheer. Baby Jesus born in a manger, a camel bit his ear. One-eared baby Jesus cried and screamed and shout, till the mad guy on the left stuffed hay in the baby's mouth. Mother Mary screamed,
"What are you doing to the Son of God? I got myself this baby without Joseph's stiff rod."
What's so merry about Christmas? It's a time of pain and fear. Nothing good never happens on Christmas, full of fake laughter and cheer. One Christmas Eve, my father tried to cook Italian shrimp scampi. Instead of 2 cloves of garlic, he put in 23. Nobody would eat it. So Dad got pissed and threw the entire dish of shrimp through the living room window. What's so merry about Christmas? It's a time of pain and fear. Nothing good never happens on Christmas, full of fake laughter and cheer. On a Christmas day long ago, when I was only 3, my mother kicked me in the stomach and said she hated me. "The best gift you can give me," she looked at me and said, "is to run outside in the cold and freeze till you are dead." What's so merry about Christmas? It's a time of pain and fear. Nothing good never happens on Christmas, full of fake laughter and cheer. Another time on Christmas, my father gave me a gift. Some kind of metal toothpick, not something for a kid. I looked at it with a funny look. My father's face turned red. "I wish you weren't my son," he said, and punched me in the head. I fell back into the tree and knocked the whole thing down. My mother just sat and stared with a passive frown. What's so merry about Christmas? It's a time of pain and fear. Nothing good never happens on Christmas, full of fake laughter and cheer. I've told you all these Christmas tales, the worst you've yet to hear. One Christmas morning, my grandmother woke me up by pouring boiling eggnog in my ear.
"Merry Christmas, you little shit!"
she screamed and ripped off all her clothes and climbed up on my bed and punched me in the nose. "What the fuck, Gram?" I yelled and kicked her in the head. She fell over backwards, broke her neck, and ended up dead. What's so merry about Christmas? It's a time of pain and fear. Nothing good never happens on Christmas, full of fake laughter and cheer.
Why is it so violent?
Merry Christmas!
There, you heard it.
Why is it so violent?
Wow.
Did you like it?
It was an experience.
It was something.
What did you think?
It was a little violent.
That was how I experienced Christmas.
Okay.
I think I met your grandmother, and I think
Yes.
the verse about her is not true.
Yes, that is not true.
I believe the part about the scampi, though.
Yeah, that is based on a true story, 100%. The metal toothpick is based on a true story. The image of my mother sitting there with a disapproving frown through the domestic situations it would unfold is true.
Through horrific abuse.
Yes. Now, Stomping Jen, was that what you were expecting? Did you have any expectations?
Well, now that I know that both of my children have heard this song, I don't know.
They thought it was great.
Oh, of course they
You
did.
ran this by the pod kids?
Yes, Space Unicorn and Ted both were my test
What did
subjects.
they think?
They loved
Did they
it.
think it was funny?
Yeah,
Or
they
did
laughed.
start crying?
Yeah.
I thought they laughed at your misery.
Misfortune.
Yeah, they didn't believe any of it.
Oh. Did you tell them that it was partly true?
I did tell them that it's all every verse is based on a real thing.
Except
they
for your
still thought it was
grandmother
funny.
pouring eggnog in your ear.
She did call me a little shit one Christmas.
No, she did
Oh.
not.
No, she didn't. Of course not. No, that was made up. Now, what did you think about my rapping?
Do not
Ooh.
quit your day job.
Was it horrible?
And you said your name was Old Creamy in the song.
No, I said Young Creamy.
No, you said Old Creamy.
We'll have to play it again. Are you ready?
Oh my god. I don't know that I can sit
No, we'll
through
just
it
play
again.
that part. It's definitely... Listen.
Merry Christmas!
It's Young Creamy Sawtooth.
That and you said young.
This
Then
song is
No, I said young.
you said old at some point.
No, I never did.
Old Creamy.
I wrote it. I know what I said.
Uh-huh. He was singing along with it.
Yeah, I know. I've listened to that about 100 times in the last week. Well, that's it. I'm now a rapper.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Well, you've listened to a lot of Wu-Tang, huh?
Oh, yeah. Wu-Tang, Eminem, all of that stuff.
None of it has rubbed off on you even the slightest bit.
Should I try to write another song? Maybe an Easter rap song.
Ah.
You said
Do
don't...
good things happen on Easter?
No,
Or is
that's
it
the
a-
other traumatic holiday.
Was Easter traumatic for me?
I don't know. You only celebrated secular Christmas and secular Easter. You told
Yeah,
me.
right. Secular Easter. Yeah. No, there weren't as many horrible things to happen on Easter.
There's a lot less pressure.
Yeah, a lot less pressure. Yeah. Well, I may write another rap song at some
Okay.
point. And
I would love to hear another rap song.
but I'm releasing that one to the world. It's
And-
going to be on SoundCloud, so you can go find it on SoundCloud when you hear this if you want to hear it again.
You're officially a SoundCloud rapper now.
Yep, I am a SoundCloud rapper. This is the beginning of something big. You're just staring at me like you don't know what you just heard.
It sounded less like rap and more like slam poetry of some sort.
Yeah, it was terrible. This is my first time rapping ever. I was like, wow, this is hard actually. Like to try to come in on the beat and like keep up with the beat and like it's very, very difficult. I don't think I have what it takes, to be honest with you.
Love you.
Well, everyone's got to start somewhere, right?
That's true.
But I always wanted to write a rap song.
Well,
and
now
see if I
you've
could
done
do
it.
And I was inspired. We just finished watching the second season of Wu-Tang Clan. So I was inspired by that. Anyways, there we go. All right. Well,
You should get the RZA to come and produce your beats.
I'm going to send it to the RZA. Yeah. Don't send it to the RZA, please. Stomping Jen. I know you think so highly of me that you would send it to him. But I'm begging you, please don't.
He wants me to send it. Do you see this?
No, I don't. All right. Well, that's it.
Did that go over like you expected?
Huh? I didn't expect anything. I expected you to stare at me like you did. Like,
Did you have a secret hope that we'd be like, wow,
No.
you're actually really, really talented as a rapper?
He wanted to give me a preview, and I was like, I don't
No.
want to hear it.
In fact, I did share it with my friends earlier today.
And what'd they say? That was their response.
Yeah.
So you sent it to them and you just didn't hear anything back?
I heard nothing.
Yeah. I mean, what
Did you
can
ask
really
them for feedback?
No. No,
So you just sent it,
I
and
said, here's my Christmas rap.
and that was it.
They did say something. What did they say? Hold on. I'm not being entirely truthful. Let me see. I'll tell you what they said. All right, hold on. Let me find it.
Text chain.
There's something about porn.
text chain.
Something
text
about
chain,
the Oculus.
text chain. Text chain.
Something about French fries.
French fries.
Yep. All right. So I sent it to them. I said, I need a hype man for my rap posse. Then Mr. the Professor Weasley said, I'll be your hype man. And he sent me a gif of a cat nodding its head. Can you see it? Shivering Jim. Yep.
Professor Weasley's going to be your Flavor Flav.
Yep. Then the robot PM3PO wrote to me, "Creamy Sawtooth. Why are you so creamy?"
Oh my God.
Yep. And then I wrote back to him, "Cream is the dream."
All
So
right.
I was in my persona. You want me to put my... Ready? I practice saying this with my teeth in. Hold on. Ready? I'll say cream is the dream with my teeth in. It'll be better. Ready? Okay. I gotta swallow it. Okay, ready?
Jim is dying.
Say why so creamy. Say it, please.
Why so creamy?
Cream is the dream.
I don't know, dude.
You like that?
I don't know.
I think you should be canceled for this, honestly.
I may be. This may be the end. That newspaper's not going to want to interview us now.
Oh my God.
Oh well. I told you we should have done that interview sooner rather than later. Because I knew I was going to play this. All right. Well, listen. This is the Christmas episode, right?
Merry Christmas.
So I'm going to say Merry Christmas. Say it louder with some confidence.
Merry, Merry.
You could. I heard you say Merry Christmas. You can say it.
Merry Christmas.
You're like whispering it. You're like
Happy Holidays.
You're like Merry Christmas.
I don't know anything about this.
You could just say Merry Christmas. This is for the folks who listen to Christmas.
We did help our friend trim his tree.
Oh, that's true. We did.
I learned all about trimming a tree.
Yeah.
I've never done that before.
Yeah. All right, Shivering. Merry Christmas, listeners. Merry Christmas to you.
That's it. You're not going to ask Jim any more questions?
If you've got time, I just looked up a few more fascinating.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
Saturnalia and Lord of Misrule traditions that I think we need to bring back.
Yeah, tell us about it.
3 in particular that really need to come back. The first one is farmer spanking.
Farmer spanking?
Farmer spanking, yes. There is a bishop in Turkey around 400 who complained that during Saturnalia festivities, the local riffraff would spank any farmers that came into town. And he wrote a long essay about how much he hated Saturnalia. Who was this guy's name? Asterius. Asterius bishop hated Saturnalia.
He's very serious.
He was upset that some of the military guys, it was their tradition for this celebration to dress up in drag.
I like that.
Yes. He was like, how can there are other doings? How can one mention them? Changing the tone of his voice to utter his words in a sharper feminine treble. He's completely outraged. And another thing, this was in England with the Lord of Misrule thing. The Lord of Misrule would get all dressed up in colorful clothes with bells on them. And they would invade churches. Let's see if I can read this Middle English here. Go to the churchy, though the minister be at prayer or preaching-y, dancing and swinging their handkerchiefs.
That's funny.
So we should bring all these 3 things back: farmer spanking, military drag, and invading churches, dancing and swinging handkerchiefs.
Okay.
Can we end it with the Feast of the Donkey? Because that would be a great way to end all of that. That reminds me, I heard about something. I was reading some stuff. As you know, Stomping Jen, I'm involved with organized labor and unions.
You just got very serious.
Yeah. I was reading this thing about a labor protest, I think back in the 20s or 30s. This happened in Europe somewhere. It was a bunch of labor activists. They dressed up as Santa Clauses.
And they I posted this on Facebook earlier.
Oh, was that you?
Yeah.
Okay, was that in Europe?
It was in Europe. Yes.
Yeah, so they went through this city, causing a bunch of trouble. Thank you for posting that, Shivering Jim, because it really delighted me.
Specifically, they went into a department store for fun, and they were all dressed as Santa, and they started taking things off the shelves and handing them to children.
Yes, and giving away.
Everything's free today.
And there's a picture of one of them in handcuffs being dragged down by the police.
This was to force that horrible outcome where the police come in and drag off Santa and snatch back the gifts from the children.
That's one of the best public relations
That
stunts.
is great. You could totally do that in like Walmart or something. We should do that next year. Actually, we still have some days left here. There are still 4 more days till Christmas. Let's invade a Walmart and do this.
What we should do, the equivalent would be to hijack an Amazon truck, right? And just take it over, dressed as Santa Claus, and drive around delivering gifts to people. And we could park it in a Walmart parking lot or wherever we wanted to. We could just drive around and hand out gifts. You down, Stomping Jen?
What?
Are you down?
Sure.
Yeah. You have to be dressed as Santa, though. Or I guess Santa or Mrs. Claus, whatever you feel more comfortable dressing.
You could dress like Krampus and hit people with chains.
Yes, I could dress like the poop log.
The poop log. Oh, Lord. Can I hit you with sticks till you shit?
Me until I shit out presents.
For a really deep cut, you could dress like a Roman soldier in drag.
Oh, my God. What?
The poop log ritual isn't too different from your actual pooping ritual.
You beat me until I poop? Is that what you're trying to tell people?
Well, you have a poop rod.
What the fuck are you talking about?
No, there's no poop rod. I'm making it up. There's a infamous Reddit thread called the poop stick. I don't know if you ever heard of this, Shivering Jim. You've got to look it up. Some guy posted on Reddit something to the effect of, my poop stick broke. I need to know where I can get a new one. Can anyone help me? And it started off this whole thing about what's a poop stick. And he went on to explain that in his family, for some reason, biologically, the people made such massive bowel movements, they had to have a dedicated stick hanging by the toilet to chop up the bowel movements before they could be flushed. And this is how he grew up, and he thought this was totally normal.
Oh, no, dude.
And so when his poop stick broke, he was surprised to find out other people didn't
have poop sticks in
their houses. Anyways.
It's a beautiful holiday story. Thank you for sharing that.
My God.
It's a classic Reddit thread. Look it up. It's great. All right, Stomping Jen, you have this look on your face like we just did the absolute worst episode of this podcast ever. I can tell.
I'm just glad I could be part of it.
Yeah. Well, this is what going down in flames sounds like, folks. Reading lists, playing your own rap song. Yeah, go ahead.
I have to admit that I have not found the time to listen to every episode of your podcast, but I do listen to some of them. And you've had some really mature and thought episodes recently.
Oh, thank you.
It's very professional.
Thank you.
I'm not sure that this was one of them.
Well,
you don't think so? What tipped you off there, Jim?
there's a Shivering Jim, please. You don't want to reveal his secret identity. There is a yin and a yang to everything, I suppose, isn't there, Stomping Jen?
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
Yeah. Well,
oh my gosh.
Merry Christmas, Shivering Jim.
Christmas. God bless us, everyone.
You enjoy.
Yeah, Shivering Jim. What are your plans for Christmas? Do you have any?
I'm going to spank some farmers.
Some poop sticks.
I'm going to swing my handkerchief in church.
You're going to parade a donkey through the streets of your city.
Yep.
Slaughter it and eat it. Yeah. Mm-hmm. So you spend time with family, that kind of stuff, right? You can have a good time? Okay.
Yep.
Are you traveling?
I am not traveling.
No.
Staying close to home. I traveled for Thanksgiving, but not traveling for Christmas.
All right. Thanks for spending time with us, Shivering Jim.
Always a pleasure.
It's a pleasure. Good to see you. Let's listen just a little bit more of his song.
Shivering Jim, Shivering Jim. What was that?
Back in college, he was once thin.
Everyone really digs him.
They do. Listen to this.
Bathtub gin. Is that what you're doing for Christmas?
Yes. I'm going to be in the bathtub. With the bathtub.
Drinking the bathtub gin.
Listen to that. That's so great. It really captures the spirit of our friend Shivering Jim. All right. That's it.
Clarinet.
Yeah, we're saying goodbye to Shivering Jim.
I do love that there is a song about me. I never really thought about it, but I never really expected to have a song written about me ever. So.
Does anybody ever think that
No.
could happen?
No.
We owe it all to the Soft Serve podcast.
That's true.
It all to...
We should have songs for everyone. There should be a Sawtooth song.
I think there is.
There is a Sawtooth song.
I'm pretty sure that there is.
Yeah, it's an instrumental.
In Walk Sawtooth.
Yeah, In Walk Sawtooth, Frank.
I really think you should.
Yeah,
find
there is
it.
one.
There should be a Stomping Jen song.
There is one.
Yeah, there is.
You should find it.
Oh, that one's great. I think I have it here.
Isn't it like on SoundCloud?
She does not want to be an immortal lobster. Yeah, here it is.
That one. Yes. Okay, I remember that.
This is the Stomping Jen song. This is great. Joshua Michael Stewart.
The official songwriter of Soft Serve.
Yeah, he's great. Such a talented guy. Stomping Jen. I don't want to be an immortal lobster.
Yeah, it hasn't started yet.
I know, but I'm going to say it like you. I don't want to be an immortal lobster.
God. So silly.
I don't want to be.
That she did not want to be an immortal lobster.
It's true.
She just wants to stomp.
She just wants to stomp.
Just wants to stomp.
Everyone's nodding their heads.
That's because it's got a beat.
Yeah.
I don't want to be a sea creature.
Just wants to stomp.
Woo!
Just wants to stomp. Stomp. Stomp.
Damn, this is how you write a song, right?
That's got a clarinet in it.
Amazing. It's a jazz heavy metal fusion.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's eclectic.
Genius.
I like it.
This is for Joshua Michael Stewart. And I think there was another one, right?
There was a whole bunch.
There's another one for you here somewhere.
There's lots of songs about me.
Is this one? Or is this just a soundbite?
I don't want to be an immortal lobster. Oh my god.
Oh, that's just a soundbite.
Play the Sawtooth, Frank.
I don't have it. I only have
Bad
this.
form. I don't want to be an immortal lobster. I don't.
Why don't you want to be one?
I'm like super thrilled. I don't want to be an immortal lobster. I'm like halfway to dead already. I don't want to be an immortal lobster. Can you stop playing that, please?
One more time.
I don't want to be an immortal lobster.
It's so awesome.
I don't understand why you're obsessed with that.
Let's see. I don't have Inwalked Sawtooth. Oh, wait, maybe I do. Oh, here it is.
Oh, here it is.
Hold on, I do. No, I don't have mine. A bunch of guys I interviewed who were defending a monument during the Black Lives Matter protests.
Enough.
All right, here. This is the jazz. This is yours.
I don't want to be an immortal lobster.
Okay. I like the other one better.
The other one is more me. I don't want to be an immortal lobster. This is like very... I don't want to be an immortal lobster. Tango-y.
Yeah.
She does not want to be an immortal lobster.
Alright, this has nothing to do with Christmas.
It could make it a Christmas tradition.
Make lobster?
Yeah.
And eat it? Not donkey.
Right.
Alrighty.
You got me down this road of playing songs.
Oh, I wanted you to play the Sawtooth one.
I can't find it. I don't know what all of this says here.
Does the Sawtooth one have lyrics?
Well, we'll never know.
No, I don't think so. Oh,
It's
I found
on
this one.
SoundCloud.
I found this one.
Oh, is this your song?
Remember this one?
It's young, creamy Sawtooth.
Okay,
The song is
I won't make you sit through that
dedicated
again.
to kids.
Yeah, I won't make you sit through that again. All right.
Oh, boy.
Can you make that available on Apple Music? I just want to see how it does on the charts.
Oh, it's on SoundCloud. Is it possible to put things on Apple Music?
I don't know anything about how any of that works.
All right. Shivering, thank you. Thanks for hanging out with us. Yeah, of course. Stomping Jen.
Yes.
As always.
Yes.
It's
Saying goodbye time.
it's lovely struggling through your disinterest. It's good to have you here. I'm just kidding. You're the co-host for me.
I'm sure that's true.
I just look at you and
Oh, my God.
I want to say things.
Oh, my God.
I don't know what it is.
Oh, my God.
It's always been that way.
All right, people.
Well,
Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas, folks.
Happy New Year.
Yep. If you want to hear my song again, you can find it on SoundCloud. The link will be in the show notes.
Or it's on this podcast.
Yep, it's on this podcast. You can rewind it and listen to it again, right?
Mm-hmm.
But if you want to add it to your playlist,
Oh, yes. We're all running out there.
I think it's too bad that all the magazines and critics have already put together their best of
2021.
well,
This has come out too late to make those lists.
there's hope for 2022. Let's see. You can learn more about us. You can check out our website. You can connect with us there, softservepodcast.com. Subscribe to our podcast if you like it. Download
Share with
our
a
episodes.
friend.
Share it with a friend. Do that too.
Share the love.
Right? Share the love.
Right. If you love it, someone else you know might love it.
Good job, Stomp.
There you go.
Okay.
All righty.
All right, folks. Merry Christmas, all of that stuff, and we'll see you for a New Year's spectacular.
All right.
That's coming up too. Okay.
All right.
And we get some other good stuff in the interview.
Are there going to be balls dropped as part of the?
Yes.
I'll drop some balls for you right now. Shivering Jim, we're on camera together.
Save it for New Year's.
Okay.
All right.
That's
I am
the
not
ball.
wearing underwear. Did you know that?
We should have Shivering Jim back on the New Year's Eve special. We spent a New Year's Eve or at least one.
Yeah, we haven't lined up anyone for New Year's Eve yet, so we'll see.
We can regale everyone with the tale of our
Maybe
New
we'll
Year's Eve adventure.
Maybe we'll just drink tea and try to call people and see who we can get on the podcast. That would be fun.
Sawtooth and Stompin's Rockin' New Year.
Oh my God, you're on to something.
I think he just gave us the name of that episode.
Oh my God.
All right. Well,
All right, we'll have to send you some royalty checks in the mail. It's a percentage of what we get.
all right, folks. Listen, we love you. Thanks for listening.
Bye
and
now.
we'll see you out there. Bye now.
Have a good night.
This world of ours, ever growing smaller, must avoid becoming a community of dreadful fear and hate. Those who have freedom will understand also its heavy responsibility. That all who are insensitive to the needs of others will learn charity, and that the sources, scourges of poverty, disease, and ignorance will be made disappear from the earth. And that in the goodness of time, all peoples will come to live together in a peace guaranteed by the binding force of mutual respect and love. I shall never cease to do what little I can to help the world advance along that road.